Microphone to you. Thank you so much, Isabella. How are we doing? I know it's been a long morning. Well, it's now afternoon. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. I did not think this conversation will be complete without having a chat with a man that I have known for a while, who is a strategic thinker. He's prolific. He is a futurist. He's one of those people that understands the times and the seasons and knows what is coming next, right? And that is also a reference to the good book. But this man is, he has spent over 25 years, almost 3 decades, helping leaders, governments, and Fortune 500 companies see what's coming before it arrives. He's a Wall Street Journal and USA Today best-selling author. He's a futurist, and his own colleagues describe him as a professional ruckus. I've asked him here to pressure test everything that we've said, just because he understands industries, systems, structures, and how they work, and where they are going over time. Can we please give a warm welcome to Mr. Olakunle Shoriyan? We are going to be having an interesting conversation. Please keep the applause coming. Keep the applause coming. Thank you so much, PK. Thank you. And we're just going to jump straight into it. How are you, by the way? Thank you for making time to be here.
Well, you know, when Toyosi calls, you respond. It's a pleasure and a privilege every time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work, Toyosi. You are special. And
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So you've spent almost 30 years helping leaders see the future before it arrives. When you look at Africa's creative economy, what do you think those building it are not yet seeing?
So the competitive advantage for Africa, as far as the creative economy is concerned, will not be talent. And I'm please stay with me. I'm not changing the narrative, but it won't be talent, as it will be talent density. There are two different things.
Talent density.
Density.
Okay.
Right. DENSITY. Okay. I hear people say that, you know, Africa has talent. You know, there's a part of that is true, but I don't think is the narrative. America has talent. There's talent everywhere. India has talent. Korea has talent. China, Brazil have talent. Talent is never scarce. So let's be clear. There's no point romancing an idea that fails the test of rarity. You can't camp around any substance that fails the test of rarity, right? The idea of value is rarity. Talent is not rare. Talent is not scarce. There's talent everywhere, right? And so what is scarce is the collection of extraordinary people with the capacity to pretty much organize talent and create extraordinary exponential value together, right? And a case in point will be Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley did not become Silicon Valley because it has engineers. America has engineers. There are engineers in every country, and they don't have Silicon Valley. The difference is being able to get the rebellion, the madness, the commitment of a few people to bring different extraordinary people together. Investors, actors, musicians, founders, lawyers, you know, everybody coming together to produce an experience that cannot be produced by each one of them on their own. Right. There is a humility that comes from that. You see, I say something every time. There's such thing as confident ignorance. You don't know anything, but you're not aware. But when the majority also celebrates a standard that is in itself mediocre, you perpetuate a level of mediocrity that is respected by the number of people within a locale, passing the test of universality, passing the test of locality, failing the test of universality. You know, people say that talent, people say people should not japa, people should not go, and I don't know what I heard about. Somebody on the panel also said something about going global. And I say that we have to go global. There's nothing wrong with going global, right? The problem is when we export talent and the ecosystem that produces that talent was not exported with it. So you find that so we say, oh, we cannot produce another Burna Boy. We can. The problem is we get kept the instruments that produce Burna Boy. We didn't document the system that produced Burna Boy, right? And so that produced Wizkid, that produced, And so we left, there are so many people who made him up. There are people who did makeup. There are people who did so many things. You say, oh, if you call Burna Boy now, you're going to talk to white people. I agree. But if the guys at home did not do their job, the people outside will not see Burna Boy. Burna Boy was not discovered by white people, right? Some people did the warrior job and pushed him to a level where people can now come to say, we want to invest. The owners of that talent should then say, we go together. That is not there. You go to America today, I say something to everybody. Nigerians don't live in America, as many as we are. Nigerians live in Nigeria inside America, essentially. So we don't integrate. We impress ourselves with our cheap standards. We get popular by those standards, but the Americans who live in that place are not aware that we are doing anything. We score points like best student, we score some points here and there, but look at the Indians. The average Nigerian will be so cool becoming a middle-class executive in Microsoft. The Indian wants to be the chief executive. Look at all the top tech companies, and you see, this idea works for K-pop. K-pop keep producing K-pop. Hollywood keep producing Hollywood. Look at Nashville. People just have to learn, but again, this thing cannot be done. I've heard, something, and you have to forgive me for some of this I'm going to say, I don't think that, you see, in America, they don't need the ambition of the talent. They don't need you ambitious. Just be talented. We will suck you dry. We'll make all the money out of you. Who cares about your ambition? We will build systems around you that force all your money out. If you like, see it. If you like, don't see it. We take everything now, we abandon it. You can still be poor again. We will continue to be rich, right? So they don't wait for the talent. They see the talent and they begin to organize that talent without his permission. Without his permission. So we don't have, and the key problem is economics. The average, entrepreneurial warriors in Nigeria are driven by economics. They want to make it. So to make it, with 500 million, you have made it. You live by the beach in Lekki, you travel abroad for summer, business class, you send your kids there every summer, you drive 2 German cars. 500 million, you are a big boy. All your family members listen to you. You command the family meetings. You are a big boy. But by universal standards, you don't have $1 million yet. You don't have $1 million. With 1 billion, you don't have $1 million. You are a one-eyed king in the land of the blind. You are comforted by the ignorance of the majority around you. We don't have knowledge warriors, industry warriors who are willing to organize, to pay the price. You see, that's what you are doing. You know that the kind of person I am, people struggle whether I'm humble or I'm righteous. I struggle with these things. But the idea really is that you don't find people who are willing to pioneer and pay the price. This is one of them. I'll be waiting in another 6 months. I'm striking friendships here. Maybe we'll write to some people to say, this thing should not end here. This is not a business idea. This is salvation. This is redemption, right? And we have to see it that way, and we have to move that way, right? We need people writing articles. We need pressure groups. I will set up 15 non-profits fighting for this space, then I would think about one manager first. We need people fighting for legislation, people fighting, people making all the noise. I would rather write an article that Forbes will publish than 10 newspapers in Nigeria will publish. If Forbes publishes it, everybody here takes it. So I've experienced it. I was in Nigeria for so many years before I moved. Now I'm US-based. It has changed my bank account. People are small. Once it's coming from outside, there's a level of respect it gets than when it's coming from here. And it's sad, but that's the reality. But we've had enough people go outside who have made it. The problem is gatekeeping. We are not democratizing the system that produces those talents and those stars. We are not even documenting it, and so they are not reproducible. And that's what I think it is. And I think that as we move into the future, particularly with Gen Z and Gen Alpha that the gentleman mentioned, I think those people don't have the burden of tradition as we have it. Tradition is peer pressure from dead people. And they are not locked into that idea. So they are freer. They don't have the sentiments of tribalism, of religion. They don't have the reverence of our own generation. They can disrespect anybody, so, which is sad, but it works. So the way they are going to do it is that they are going to fight. And they are going to also get their brothers in the diaspora, which is where I think the miracle is. I think the miracle is in the diaspora, organizing diaspora funds. That is where the big money is. That is where I don't think that the money is with the government. The government can help with enabling environment and legislation, but the future of Africa is in warriors here who know what they want, combining with diaspora funds, right, to create our own table. I think that's how it will work.
Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you so much. I need to listen to the last part of what you said because I was still laughing about tradition being peer pressure from dead people.
Think about it. Every tradition, those who created it are dead, but they are still potent in 2026.
That is just okay.
It's peer pressure.
So you advise HNIs. You have high net worth clients. All these guys. What would you say is stopping them from writing those checks to the creative industry in Nigeria? And what can change that?
I think a little more money hurts nobody. I've had the privilege of advising 6 billionaires in dollars in my work. I don't know anybody that said, I have enough. I don't know. Everybody wants more. So I tell people, when you don't have people funding your idea, it's not a lack of capital. It's storytelling. You don't know how to tell your story. If you are telling your stories right, you will get the money. Entrepreneurs want to make money. They want to make money. And essentially because you are not in 0 to 1. You are not the first, you are in 1 to infinity. Somebody has already done 0 to 1. Hollywood has done it, for example, right? People have done what you are trying to do as an industry. So how were the stories told? So I think that if we tell the stories well enough, we sit before the right people. You know, I was talking to someone that the biggest jollof rice pack in London is sold by Indians. And not today, Toyosi, I'm talking of from Ecomog days, when our armies are eating those Samuel Doe days and Ecomog was busy across West Africa. Those food that our soldiers were eating were being shipped from England to Africa by Indians, and it's jollof rice in a pack. You see? Again, if we understand that if 2 people sell the story very well, I think we need, what's that guy that does food? The celebrity chef, Gordon Ramsay. If we invest to devote a season to jollof rice, you will see jollof rice in every restaurant in the world. But somebody must be hungry enough to tell that story. You know, I met somebody who, you know, has been running around claiming that he's seeking to raise funds. And I asked the person, who have you spoken to since you've been? I said claiming because I don't think he's been raising funds. I think he's been busy convincing himself that is important. I don't think he's trying to raise funds. Because I'm like, you are looking for money. Who has money in the world? Bill Gates, Elon, Dangote, Serena Williams. What's the guy in basketball, LA Lakers? LeBron James. All of these guys have money and they are funding entrepreneurs, right? So I asked him, so who do you think can understand this idea, this abstract idea? You need somebody in the abstract space who is also spending money, like LeBron or Serena or Tyler Perry. You know, if you go meet the CEO of Chase, which is what the gentleman there was saying, CEO of Chase doesn't understand what you are talking about. It's too abstract. You know, they think commerce, product, service, problem, reaction, solution. That's what they see. So you are talking to the wrong people. And then I realized what his problem is. His problem is that he's a Nigerian who is very proud of his Nigerianness and has, by his own pride, built a prison for himself. So when he's looking at his solution, you know, he thinks about Nigeria. When I'm looking at my solution, I'm thinking about the world. I believe that, why can't I sit on the same table in front of Bill Gates? And why do I need to do that for the rest of my life? I want to do that in 5 days. There is an idea, and it is true, that you are 4 people away from anybody you need to meet in the world. So I'm a connector. I charge for introducing people because I walk to meet people. So I don't think there's anybody want to meet in the world I cannot introduce them to. Now, when people come to me to say, I want to meet this person, of course, you sign it, you write a check, you put money in my account. Now, I may not even know who you are talking about. Right? But I know there's somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows that person. Right? And I can't count how much money I've taken from people to introduce people they even probably stand a better chance of knowing at the point when they came to me. And it's just that audacity. It's just that, and I don't think that the talent himself or herself will be able to articulate that. The talent should not think about anything really. Why should he be ambitious? He has been given everything he needs to be given, and that is not to cast aspersion on anything. But I'm saying he has been given everything. You know, people are managed. Do you know what it means to manage a lot of? Whitney Houston was high maintenance. High maintenance till the very last, right? So people being high maintenance is not the issue. It's what system humbles these people? What kind of structure, you know, organizes, you know, a talent and put them before. If there is money, everybody aligns. So I think the owners of talent must understand risk capital. They must understand capital formation. They must understand how capital moves. They must understand risk capital. They must have that adventure capital to be able to stretch beyond, you know, I listen to, there's somebody that is very close to me that I'm talking to, and I look at the person backing him up. And I know this person does not have $1 million that is backing him up. You know, so I already know how far he's going to go. How far can you guys go? You are just like 2 dead bodies trying to enter one coffin. You want to connect to some kind of endless flow. Somebody who can put in $200 million and is not aware that anything is moving. They are in this world, right? You fly to the United States on holiday. You are a talent manager. What did you do? You ate in African restaurants. You visit your cousins. For 3 weeks, drove their car. The American government has noticed. Now they say you must pay this type of amount to come to America. Unlike your Asian counterpart, when he's coming, he comes, he books a hotel. You are going to stay with your brother. You won't book a hotel. You're not going to go do scuba diving. You are going to go to African restaurants and be gisting. And then, so you're not spending any money. Your nuisance value is being noticed. Now, you go to America, the White House is free to tour. pay a token, you will walk through the White House. Why will you not take that opportunity? Why will a king, Hollywood stars, I'm not, I don't consider myself a celebrity, but I recognize I'm a public figure. They are two different people. When you are a celebrity, the wise and the fool know you. When you are a public figure, only smart people know you, right? But that's a lot of value. No. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of people. The wise, I didn't remove the wise. The wise and everybody knows whiskey. Everybody. Everybody knows whiskey. From the killer to the, killers who know me, right? So I'm a public figure. But as a public figure, with that little reputation capital, when I'm traveling to any country, I have a personal letterhead. I write to people before I go with the compliments of Olakunle Shoriyan. I write to the mayor of a city. I'm an African king. I'm coming to, there are people I talk to in my city in Dallas. They don't know I live there. Because there's a familiarity that we come from, that kind of association. I can't throw away my African pedigree. Who I am in Africa, the numbers I have, the respect, the dignity I have. And when they know that, they will talk to me first before they do anything in Africa. And then I will let them know, I'm here, I'm coming to your city. I want to understand what is possible in your city. What is working here? What do I need to know? Who do we need to invest in? What do we need to see? What can you get in Africa? What can I bring from Africa here? Every time people want to meet you. So if you are traveling abroad, you already have a ticket to travel abroad. You are a star. They go on your Instagram, you have 2 million followers. You are something that's not easy to come by. If you write to anybody, all they are going to do is Google. Any actor in Nigeria can do that. Any actor can do that. And then you write to anybody you want to meet. When they see that letter, right, the next thing is, who is the person? They check who you are, they find pedigree there. They want to meet you. The thing is, you have not met yourself. You have not met yourself, so you are not going to carry yourself as the dignity and the honorable firepower that you are, right? That's storytelling. So I think that when we begin to understand what we have and begin to promote it the way we should, my confidence is not even in my generation. I think we are done. But I have a lot of hope in Gen Z, Gen Alpha. There's so much they will do, led by millennials. Millennials are going to hand over, they're not going to change the world, but they are going to hand over structures to Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who are going to change everything, right? So that's what I think. But it has to be intentional. Like, if you are starting this now, we want 10,000 people. How is that going to happen? What do we need to do? And it's a privilege to know Toyosi, and we are talking, but these things can happen if we, so if I want to sell 10,000 things, 10,000 items, I know how many I must sell in a week. I know the people that I need, like, I'm signing a contract with somebody, we're working on a fashion brand. I said, this brand, I need LeBron to wear this thing. We're not going to wait for 5 years for people to know that we are here. Whatever we are going to do, we are going to get LeBron to wear it, or Tyler Perry. If we get them to wear this thing, our labor time, our efforts have been reduced by almost 80%. Now, when we get LeBron to wear our stuff, we are not trying to get American attention. It's African attention. When they see LeBron wearing what you have, they organize for you. They put their money together to pay you, right? The Americans are not that fool. Not too many people are there. So if I get LeBron, I'm not targeting the American market yet. I'm targeting the African market. So 1 billion people ready to buy is a lot, right? Dangote has not become a billionaire because he sold to Americans or sold to the world. Somebody said that earlier, because he sold to Africans, he sold to Nigerians, right? 70% of our population are young and critically poor, right? But they are paying for something. So it's really about positioning, right? In Nigeria, though, and I need to end on this, in Nigeria, if you want to sell anything to the masses, you don't go to the masses, because the masses sadly don't have a soul, and you don't understand what you are talking about. The masses are employed and managed by the elites. You tell them where to go, what to eat, what not to eat, what to wear. The guys in Mushin don't sag because they saw a Hollywood movie. The guys in Mushin sag because the guys in Ikoyi and VI started sagging. They are the ones. So Hollywood produces, the Ikoyi and VI boys get into the prison, then the guys on the mainland follow suit, right? So if you want to sell anything, if you don't capture the Nigerian elites, the Nigerian masses are not going to pay for it. And I think our music industry got that straight right when returnees started coming and guys with, global social exposure began to come in. The same thing in our movie industry. I think that the same thing has to happen with money. We have to get our young diaspora with a lot of money. There are doctors in America with $2 million in their bank account. They don't know what to do with it. A doctor, right? Nobody's preaching to him. And there are a community of Nigerian doctors. And there's no other community in the world that has that capital, intellectual capital, or has that money. We have it. That is, if you Google that, that may be some billions of dollars. Remittances to Africa is about, as at my last check, maybe $40 billion. Every year. That $40 billion is, however, coming for welfare economics. Rent, shoe, money, hospital, welfare, right? And that is, anybody giving money in the diaspora is giving less than 5% of his income. Over 95% of his income is still sitting duck in his bank account. We can't take all that money because we will offend his host, right? So we can take an extra 15% though. So we can make that 40 billion into $120 billion and still please his host country, right? But this time, that money is not coming for welfare economics. It's coming for development. We set up incubators, we set up training organizations like this. We fund ideas, we put money behind founders, we promote, movies at the level they need to be promoted. I just had the blessing of being part of a documentary in the United States, and I'm the lead. It's on creativity, and I'm the intellectual on the documentary. You know how they interview different people. So I'm the one sharing ideas. So, and I'm just getting updates. Oh, this movie has gone to so film festival. It's, it's a short film. So gone to this festival, it's approved here. And I look at how much has been invested in that. It's not even up to the kind of money that we spend here, right? But the people network, right? Getting the right people. You don't need a bunch of keys to open a door. We need one key, the right key. There's a star who came to my city. I asked him, what parties are you going to attend? You are a celebrity. What parties are you going to attend? You're not going to come into America to talk to us. There are 200 million Nigerians. They are not lost. If I come to America, I'm not looking for Nigerians. If I want to be talking to Nigerians, there are 200 million of them at home, and they are not missing. If I still want to talk to them, I can go back home and talk to them. So if I come here, I'm not coming to look for Nigerians. I'm looking for the people who live here, the indigenous citizens of this place. That's how slave trade worked in Africa. When the white man came to Africa, there were white men doing business. He came for the indigenous, from the first interpreter, right? There's such thing as Omoinola and Rosino. When I got to the United States, I was already somebody. People wanted to volunteer with me. Oh, I can volunteer. I said, no. Look at my accent. I will never change it. I'm an African forever. I can't put another strong accent at my gates. So I have to hire an American who can talk to Omoinola and Rosino. We have to integrate, get the people of the land to come around us so that we can earn trust capital, and then we can integrate and penetrate. I hope that makes sense. I hope. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, PK. Final question. We have said talent management is critical infrastructure.
Yes.
Is this an overstatement?
No. It's critical infrastructure. That is what we are talking about. But the talent manager, there's something I want to read very quickly, if you don't mind. The talent of the future has 7 areas to manifest. The future talent must be able to manifest futures, as in Futures. The talent manager must also be able to understand that future and to manifest it. So when you are a talent manager in the future, and I'm saying the next 4 or 5 years, right, you are not looking for deals. You're not looking for speaking engagement. You're not looking for endorsement. It's deeper than that. And I say that, please, let me just read this. I just want to read these skills. I think they're important. So, the talent of tomorrow must be in what I call optionality. And I have a whole newsletter devoted to this. But when they say somebody is a talent in another 5 years, that person is a media brand. That person is an intellectual property owner, is a community builder. That person is an educator, is a founder, is a global citizen, and is an investor. Those 7 things are in that one person, but trapped behind one gift that is manifesting. The talent manager's job is to bring out all those 7 things because the talent himself has become an ecosystem. Tomorrow's creatives have these 7 items inside of them. The manager that wants to manage me, you have to tell me how do you bring these 7 things out of me? Because it's there. It's not an option. It's not me deciding it. It's what our world has morphed into, right? So how do you pull that out of me? I think that we are still putting new wine into old wineskin. I think that the way that we manage ourselves in the past will fail as we move into the future. The future will reward the talent and the talent managers who honor optionality. Optionality is everything, right? Businesses survive based on optionality. Somebody says, I like Toyota. I don't like, I prefer Toyota. Lexus is just somehow for me. But whether you buy Lexus or Toyota, you are paying the same company. Somebody says, DSTV is this, GoTV is this. Well, it's the same company you are paying. I don't like Crown, 3 crowns. I prefer Peak Milk. It's more, we are paying the same company, right? Facebook is everybody's game. I prefer Instagram, or I'll just stay on WhatsApp. You are paying the same person. Optionality, people are now sitting down to say, out of one produces many. So a talent manager must have the clarity, the intelligence, and the system to be able to produce all of that. And by the time a talent manager wants to produce these 7 things out of one person, definitely he has to collaborate. He has to bring in lawyers. He has to bring in, all of these people. And that's how we build the ecosystem, right? Yeah, I think that talent is indeed talent management is infrastructure. I think that it's going to happen, though. I always believe that nuisance has a lifespan, and things just compound as it goes. And that is why this is an idea whose time has come. And Toyosi, I want to pray for you, because I am confident that you have stepped into a critical time in the journey of our country. And what is starting today as, ordinary is going to compound into a major destiny-shifting, legacy-building entity. I believe very strongly that you are building something like ICANN, that when it's fully blown, we will know who started it, but it will belong to everybody. And I think that's what you have started very quietly, and the Lord will continue to strengthen you and empower you and bring you people, locate you in places, and prioritize moments for you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, BK. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, picture, please.